Hi there friends, so today we'll be doing this relatively easy but quite a sneaky circle theorem question. Now before we begin, let's focus on one particular circle theorem, which is the angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So let me draw another circle with this shape inside. Now the red point is the center of the circle. Now let's look closely at this rule. So I like to call this shape an arrowhead, just because it looks like it. So if we pick it apart, we have 1, 2, 3 points touching the circumference, and 1 point touching the center. So let's remember, 3 points at the circumference, 1 point at the center. What happens if I shift this top point of the arrowhead shape slightly to the left, like this? Well, let's count the points again. We have 1, 2, 3 points at the circumference and 1 point at the center. All checks out, so it's the same arrowhead. Now let's remember, angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So this is 2x, this is therefore x, right? So if this was 100, this would be 50. Now let's shift it again. Let's shift it this way. Now, like I said before, we have 3 points touching the circumference and 1 point touching the center. So everything hints towards this shape being an arrowhead, just a slightly shifted one. And indeed, this here is x. We can shift the arrowhead shape in any possible direction. For example, another way to shift it is this way. Now this changes the direction of this shape because this forms our regular angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference shape. So this is 2x, this is x. Now let's shift it back here. And we still have this being 2x and this being x, just because we have 1, 2, 3 points touching the circumference and 1 point touching the center of this shape. And we can play around with this arrowhead just as we like. We can move the point here, we can move the point there, we can move it there, wherever we want, just as long as we have 3 points on the circumference and 1 point at the center. It is the circle theorem, that is, angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. So going back to the original question, looking here, we can straight away deduce that this angle is also 70, just because opposite angles are equal. Therefore, we can figure out x by doing 180 minus 75 minus 70. That will give us x, which is 35 degrees. Now let's look closely at this shape here. This is a hidden arrowhead. So let's take it to another circle. So this is what we have there. This is the shape. Now if I were to shift it slightly like this, we form our angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference, circle theorem. So all it did really is it went from looking like this to this. But the fact still remains that there are 3 points touching the circumference and 1 point touching the center. Therefore, this is 2x and this is x. So we can now figure out this angle here by simply doing x times 2, so 35 times 2, that gives us 70 degrees. So 70 degrees here. And now finally, this is another arrowhead shape, because it went from looking like this, shifted upwards to this, and became this shape. So this angle here is twice the angle of here. So all we have to do to find y is we have to do 170 plus 70 plus 30, right? All of these angles divided by 2, which should give us 135 degrees. And that's it. Simple as that. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe, turn your notifications on, and leave a comment down below on a topic you would like me to discuss. See you in the next video.